is that he really does seem, you know, he's a very recognisable character.
I mean, if it's the more uncomfortable it is to watch, the more like you it probably is. There's probably a reasonable rule to this. But I mean, what was it like with him? Because we're talking about someone, you know, who's just performed in one of the best films of the year, Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
What's he like off air?
Well, I think to begin with, he is an extraordinary actor, as we've seen with Stan and Ollie. He's not only a comedian, but he's a real actor. So he's as interested in the relationship between the two characters as he is getting a laugh. And he's also interested in the whole thing being as perfect as it possibly can. So I don't think I've ever worked with an actor who is wanting to kind of scrutinise each moment to the point where it is absolutely the best it can possibly be.
The difficulty to act as part like this, for you and for him, is you need to look as though you are yourselves, because if you're on air for a certain point of time, you can't act through all of it. So how difficult was that?
Well, it is. I mean, the challenge of an actor always is to make words on a page seem like they're coming completely spontaneously from you. So yeah, and obviously Rob and Neil write brilliantly, and they write how people speak, so that really helped. And as an actor, you're always bringing in elements of your own personality to the characters. I'm sure there's a little bit of Steve Coogan in Alan, and there's probably a little bit of Jenny Gresham, you know, in me. So yeah, the lines do cross; they blur a little bit.
There are moments, and there's that photograph of the two of you with his hand on your knee, and you sort of go, "Gosh, no. That probably did happen once." But I mean, how do you react to all that?
Well, I think what's brilliant is, you know, Alan is so desperately trying to be kind of woke and up to date in 2019, and he just gets it so wrong. So we do have part of the series we talk about Me Too and things like that, and he's sort of desperately talking about women's rights whilst talking over the top of two women who are far more intelligent than him. So, you know, there's moments like that which are pretty awkward.
Difficult to work out whether, as a co-presenter, you're a help or someone who's basically just trying to stitch him up.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to be interesting to watch throughout the series.
Because I've never worked with anybody like that.
Right, yet.
He lied.
Yeah, I've spoken to quite a few presenters this morning who've gone, yeah, this is all seeming relatively familiar. But yeah, we're not sure whether Jenny is going to, you know, whether she's a goodie or a baddie, whether she's going to have kind of some elements of control about her, or whether in fact they're going to, you know, become really close. So there's definitely tension there. And as the series progresses, you're kind of going to be asking what kind of tension that is.
Having done this, when you next watch the One Show, will you have more or less respect for whichever poor lady is sitting there? Oh,
so much more respect. In fact, doing my research for the show, I realised, you know, how many things presenters are how many plates they're spinning at any one time. They're listening to producers, they're looking at paper, they're looking at screens, they're listening in their ear. There's so much going on. So I have massive respect for anyone who does anything live.
Because it is a really tough job.
It's a really tough job, yeah.
It's great to talk to you.
You too, thanks.
And good luck with tonight. I suspect the reaction's going to be stunning. It's on at 9:30 tonight, this time with Alan Partridge. BBC One, 9:30, worth more than a watch. Anyway, my thanks to you. Thanks for coming in. Let's have a look at the weather.